Just that all. Just that all.
I recently bought a house, so lately I've been used to seeing large red numbers disappear from my bank accounts and investment portfolios. It really takes guts to take a chance like that, similar to how it takes guts to lead entire platoons of men in combat, to die by artillery, gunfire, and landmines. It's kind of the same thing, really. Both involve strategic and tactical decisions. My mind has been filled with questions like, should I send my soldiers up the hill? Should I get my lawn graded so my semi-damaged foundation doesn't get flooded with water? What are the Germans planning for the upcoming spring offensive? Why does my attic contain asbestos-riddled vermiculite? What's the cost of freedom from German aggression? What's the cost of asbestos abatement and foundation repairs? I've made a video about Gates of Hell Ostfront before that goes over the game in a general sense, but in a nutshell, this is a real-time strategy World War II game. We need to command our fellas and oftentimes take direct control of them so we can save France and eventually save Nazi scientists so that America can create intercontinental ballistic missiles later, but that all happens in a year from now, so it's fine, don't worry about it. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Liberation Expansions campaign. We're going to be playing as the US Army's 2nd Rangers in the 3rd Armored Division as they storm the beaches of France in 1944. Let's just hop right into it.
6th of June 1944. Operation Overlord has begun.
All of these missions start with these cool infographic animations with a bunch of historical exposition and parallax animations. It's like 3D, but it's not. Operation Overlord is in action, and we're going to be storming the beaches of Pointe du Hoc to knock out some artillery batteries. Oh boy, here we go. The mission starts off with us controlling a small squad of soldiers, and we have to climb up those ladders to get up the cliffs.
There are ladders all over the cliffs! Use them to get to the top and then assault the fortifications! Looks like Baker Company landed too close to the machine guns on the cliffs. Destroy the MG so they can begin their assault.
As soon as I get up top, I ordered my guys to start throwing smoke grenades to generate some concealment, but it's not going that well. The hardest part of this battle is controlling the camera. With a large difference of elevation between the cliff and the beach, it just jumps around, making the key moment of pushing forward tricky as I can't see where the enemies are at. It's like, okay, think, my guys are over here, if I take cover here and push up, then and then it's like, oh damn, where am I? Like, what am I looking at? Regardless, we have to take out these enemy German machine guns that have been turning our teammates into Swiss cheese. One thing that the Gates of Hell game does way better than the Men of War series is the direct control feature. We can control our infantry with the same feel of a 2006 Xbox 360 third-person shooter. It's clunky, but this is mostly a real-time strategy game, so I'm not going to complain too much. It's really handy to take out some key enemies if you need to, and the AI is kind of dumb, or if you need to throw a grenade over a hill or something like that.
Good work, men. Machine guns are down. Baker Company will conduct its assault now.
The voice acting in this campaign is also... it's kind of like this.
What the hell is this? Looks like Jerry's placed some dummy guns in these bunkers. They must have taken the real guns somewhere else.
I guess it could be worse. Anyways, with our 2 medics, we can heal all of the people that got wounded in the initial pushes that we made, and some other squads knocked out a flak cannon so we get some light mortars to blow up some more Germans with.
That flak gun won't be bothering us anymore. You've now got a couple of light mortars to help you deal with those entrenched Germans.
A few seconds after that, though, some paratroopers got stranded on a beach, so we need to save them with 2 units that just spawned in.
Lieutenant, over there! It looks like there's some paratroopers pinned down. They're a ways away from the drop zones. We need to help those boys out.
There's a lot of things just spawning out of nowhere in this mission. I sent the 2 new units to save them, and eventually the Germans that pursued them fell back. You'd think that this would be awesome. We got some paratroopers with some dope-ass weapons like sniper rifles at our disposal, and while it is kind of cool, the grenades getting dropped down at us from the cliffside are not as cool. Some of my new warriors get wounded by shrapnel while ordering them to the ladders to climb up the hills to reinforce my original units. While doing that, a character says,
Baker Company is getting hammered over there. They won't last much longer without some help. We need to knock out those Kraut mortars and AA guns.
And while, yeah, they are getting creamed out there in the battlefield, I remember that there's only so much I can do at the normal game speed. Slow motion is a feature in this game, and we're going to be abusing the shit out of it since the AI is kind of dumb. Here's a good example. I'm ordering some units to clear out the remaining enemies in the area while trying to avoid their mortars, and I sent one guy to go near a bunker, but uh-oh, I saw a red dot appear on the minimap. The guy I ordered up there walked right by an enemy without shooting him, so I had to take direct control to show him how to soldier. This is a common thing that will happen a whole bunch of times in this campaign. Anyways, after a bunch of micromanagement and tactical thinking, we secured the cliffside.
They are falling back! The cliffs are now in our control! Lieutenant, those guns can't have gotten too far, or intelligence would have picked it up. Lead a patrol over to the manor and find those guns.
Now we need to search and destroy 6 howitzer cannons that are further inland. I slowly patrol forward with a handful of people. I've mentioned this in my last video about this game, but there's a large amount of freedom in how you can complete objectives in this game. You can flank enemy positions, you can cause diversions to draw enemies away, you can use smoke screens to conceal your advance, or a combination of all of those things and more. In this case, I'm going to use my mortar to create a smokescreen to push my guys closer to some enemy positions to clear them out, and I'm happy to say that it worked well. The biggest hurdle my brave soldiers are facing at the moment are all the machine gun emplacements. Those German MG42s can screw us up, and we have to treasure our smoke grenades as much as possible because we don't have a lot of them. Our flanking options are limited due to the terrain, so luckily we can use that paratrooper sniper that we saved on the beach to sniper elite some of these bozos. After securing most of the area, I go ahead and order the friendly AI to attack with me. I technically could have done that earlier, but like I said before, the AI is kind of dumb. They all could be wiped out by one machine gunner, so it's best to baby them as much as possible. Blowing up the cannons is easy enough. The ammo caches next to them have demolition charges inside, so we place them and then they explode epic style.
Another one out of service!
Awesome.
Another one out of service! Yes, sir. All guns have been destroyed. Excellent work, men.
So you'd think that we'd saved Europe already, but the Germans are planning a counterattack.
We're expecting a Jerry counterattack any moment now. So dig in, and use whatever you can to hold the line.
We have 3 minutes to place some defenses, but with our slow motion Max Payne-esque abilities, that is more than enough time. A lot of my fellas have some anti-tank mines, so I place those on the road where possible. We don't have any engineering vehicles nearby, so we can't go nuts and place hedgehogs and barbed wire and anti-personnel mines though. After the 3 minutes pass, it's time to defend. The first half isn't that bad. The enemy assault waves consist of infantry and motorcycle sidecar people to get whacked by my 50 cal machine gun. It gets worse later on though, as enemy armored vehicles, tanks, and mortars start to flow in. Our mines knock out some of them, but we need to bazooka some of the other ones. This also puts into perspective my last complaint, the AI. I put some people along a stone wall here to defend, and then they got rushed by enemy infantry. The enemies just ran right through with 0 resistance from my guys. This happens even after I gave one of them a machine gun. These single-player skirmishes sometimes require you to micromanage them in slow motion, otherwise everybody would just die all the time. It's part of why I hope most of the missions in this campaign are on a smaller scale like this, but we'll see. Eventually we get told to retreat, but I feel somewhat confident about this. I didn't lose too many men, so we can use them at the next defense section.
We can't hold them here any longer! Everyone, fall back to the trench lines! Grab what you can and fall back!
It's not all ice cream and sunshine though, it gets rough. We start losing a lot of guys as more infantry and vehicles start coming our way.
There's nowhere else to go! We'll make our last stand here!
Man, a cigar!
towards the end, however, the reinforcements finally arrive. Some air support and armored vehicles roll in and mop up the enemies.
Well, decided to finally show up. Cavalry's finally here. Well done, boys. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Rangers lead the way.
We beat the mission with an epic 3.6 KD ratio. For the next mission, Hedgerow Hell, we get to pick the doctrine that our units will follow. In a nutshell, this means that different kind of units will spawn on the mission depending on what you pick. I usually go with defensive, which generally means anti-tank weapons and artillery vehicles come in. If you pick a regular, it may be like an elite recon squad, or offensive could mean a nasty tank. There are little variances like that. Like I said before, I usually pick defensive, so that is the one that we're going with on this mission. We are approaching St. Lo, and the US Army needs to capture it. The road there is under enemy control, so we need to make sure that it's not that way anymore.
Welcome to Normandy, 3rd Armored. The situation ain't pretty. Our advance across the River Vire was rather slow, but now we're approaching Hauvant. Fighting amongst the hedgerows is proving to be extremely difficult. Our reconnaissance team has established this command post just off the main road towards Pont-Hébert. We are currently waiting for reinforcements.
First things first, we have to defend. We have 3 minutes to set up a ragtag defense, so I search around these ammo crates at the HQ, and unfortunately there are no anti-tank or anti-personnel mines available. We'll just have to dig some foxholes and position our cannons and vehicles around. I did take some time to arm my medics with submachine guns, but hopefully they don't have to use those.
To defend our HQ at all costs. The Germans are trying to take us by surprise.
Here goes nothing. While the carnage of war is happening in the background, let's talk about gun stuff. The American arsenal in this expansion is nice. It mostly matches the weaponry of other factions. At the end of the day, a grenade is a grenade, and a submachine gun is a submachine gun from a gameplay perspective, but the M1 Garand is uniquely nice. All of the other factions mostly rely on bolt-action rifles, so these automatic feeding rifles are awesome.
The first Sherman has arrived. Let's hope the rest make it here.
We'll see some more tanks later on, but for now it's mostly just light tanks and some Shermans.
We held our own, but the neighboring platoon got hit hard. They need our help to push the Germans back. If the Krauts overrun them, they will push into our rear. We cannot let that happen.
Well, nice. That went well. We also got some additional units coming in. We'll have to use them to assist our allies up north. The path to them, though, is littered with small bands of resistance. There's some German anti-tank infantry and a tank destroyer, so we have to carefully move forward. Our tanks are extremely vulnerable if we don't baby them with supporting infantry. If one measly Panzerfaust hits our tank, we're boned. With using a combination of smoke grenades and regular grenades and direct control infantry fire, we are good to proceed to our allies.
Standing by.
Awesome. What's less awesome is that I saw this enemy vehicle moving forward right before this cutscene started.
We have captured Germans from the Panzerlehr Division, which means they are probably in the area. The prisoners told us that the 275th Infantry Division has set up defenses everywhere. Execute your advance with extreme caution.
While the narrator discusses the next steps, you can hear a tank firing at something. I'm hoping it's my tank engaging the enemy one, but we won't know until the short bit of exposition ends. Well, cool, it looks like my tank is still alive, so I'll just send an anti-tank bazooka bro forward to knock that armor out. Cool. Anyways, we have to start working on taking out those 2 hills that are under enemy control. We have some breathing room to rearm my guys, so I start doing that with looted German equipment. I also start repairing this German tank that we knocked out during the initial defense section, so we can use that against the enemies as well. I figured that I would attack the fortifications from the southeast if possible, as most of the defenses are facing north. As part of the reinforcements that we received, a howitzer is now at our disposal. An officer that we started the mission with has a pair of binoculars, so we can use those to see a bit into the fog of war to accurately make some shots. Pro tip, if you use the attack ground command with the officer's binoculars, he keeps looking through them, so you can use other units at the same time. With enough shots, we knock out an enemy 88 cannon, which can be really nasty against our tanks. Now we can start probing our way forward around the flanks. It's going slow, but it's steady. There are mostly enemy infantry loitering around with a handful of static defenses. There haven't been any counterattacks so far. After I clear most of the forces on the first hill, I tell my allies to secure it, and on paper that makes sense, but I didn't really clear the path that they decided to take, so most of them get absolutely creamed by high explosive cannon shots, which is unfortunate really. I sent some units along that path to help knock out some of those guns. We unlocked an airstrike support unit, so I go ahead and let it loose. It strafes some of the infantry, and once it reaches the target, it drops 3 big-ass bombs. Damn. So with that, the 2 points are captured, but imagine my surprise when we get assigned with capturing 3 more points. It goes poorly at first. I lost my German tank I stole when I moved it into a clearing without checking first, and it got smoked by a jumbo German tank. Bummer. But with the artillery and air support, we are able to blast the majority of the enemies without too many problems. Now we just have to move up and secure the positions. Towards the end, I got a little bold and ordered my units forward faster than I usually would. Am I a great tactician? Not really. When recording gameplay with OBS, some games don't take up a whole lot of space. For example, 1 hour of Arma 3 Contact gameplay took around 11 gigs. The less stuff happening on the screen, the smaller the file size is. For Gates of Hell though, 1 hour of gameplay took up to 20 gigabytes, and for context, the Hedgerow Hell mission took 2 hours to beat, so it's around 40 gigs of video for one mission. My main video editing solid state drive is around 500 gigs total, and I already have some other files on it. Basically what I'm saying is I have to push forward so I don't have to delete other content or move stuff around, and some American soldiers are going to have to pay the price of that. So, that's just how war goes sometimes, You get ordered to do stuff you don't want to do, and you might die. Anyways, I beat the mission after capturing the last 3 points. We got 332 enemies taken out at the cost of 67 people on our side. So 4 of the missions in this expansion are skirmishes, and while they are technically missions in this campaign, they're not exactly what I would call campaign missions. They basically play like the vanilla missions in Men of War Assault Squad 1 and 2, which means that you start with infantry and tiny armored vehicles, and you have to take 3 objective points. Once you capture the 3, you have to capture another 3, and this continues until you reach the last objective point. As you capture more objectives, you get more infantry, vehicles, and support items, but at the same time, so does the enemy. Occasionally, they're going to counterattack you every now and then with infantry and vehicles. While these missions are fun, it's not exactly video-worthy as they all feel the same, with the only differences being the factions and terrains involved. It would kind of be like describing random matches in Counter-Strike Source or something. It's different each time for the players with the weapons they choose to complete the match, but the gameplay is just the same objectives of placing bombs and defending bomb sites. There's not too much variety. Therefore, I'm going to skip the skirmish missions in this video, and I'm just going to be showing the meat and potato missions that have some voice acting every now and then. Okie dokie, so now we have to help out the 199th Infantry Regiment as the Germans are counterattacking. I'm sure they're doing just fine on their own though.
I couldn't reach anyone from the 119th, but I can see their position ahead marked on the map. Move the tanks slowly around the bend. It could be a trap. God damn it! We're being fired upon! That's not...
Holy shit!
Well, I guess not. It's up to us now. The roadblock is up the road, if you can imagine that, so we have to flank around these hedges. It's actually a nice start, really. There's some light green foliage on a cloudy day. I can almost feel the August breeze through my computer screen. We mostly fight some infantry, the AT cannon crew, a machine gun vehicle, and a machine gun position.
Good job, now our column can move forward again.
Sweet, so now we can regroup with our allies.
All right, boys. We have places to go. Keep it moving.
Panther! Panther blocking the road! Combat spread!
Fantastic. 2 armored personnel carriers roll up, so we have some reinforcements to knock out that tank with. I'm being extremely stingy and cautious with my guys just because I have a feeling that I'll have to defend a position with them later. Whether or not this is the case, time will tell. With a deft, flanking maneuver, I bazooka the shit out of that tank. Awesome. The mission then segues seamlessly into the next section where we need to assault the German occupiers of a nearby village right down the road. We gain access to control the tanks that survived the last 2 ambushes. Part of me wonders if I'm playing the game right. I'm playing super cautious, and the enemies never really push back on me. I micromanage one unit at a time, slowly taking out the enemies bit by bit. It's a pain, but I don't really want to be put in the position of, oh, you lost 79 out of the 100 guys we gave you, and now you have to defend the objective for 20 minutes. There are some flak guns in the enemy town, so we need to avoid specific sections before pushing up further, otherwise everybody would die and I would lose at the video game. After slinking around and popping some guys in that flak gun, we secure the town and the mission ends. Oh, just kidding, we're under attack, with no time to prepare.
They're not retreating, they're regrouping. This must be their main assault. More Panthers incoming. Reinforcements are at your disposal. Maintain control of that village, Lieutenant.
It's a rough start to a defense, and we have to do a bunch of Max Payne slow-motion World War II micromanagement bullshit to obliterate the armored vehicles that are rushing us. With the amount of looted German equipment and anti-tank weapons lying around, it's not a horrific battle on our side. There's just not a lot of tactics or strategizing here. It's kind of a rush, mad dash, micromanagement thing like I already said. After all is said and done, we nailed 154 enemies and we lost 23 brave souls. Let's keep it rolling to the next mission.
You must gather intel on the enemy position first, and then decide how you're going to take this hill. When you have control of the area, you must reinforce the position, set up radio communications, and defend against potential counterattacks. Only if you have radio contact will you get access to artillery support. Use it to your advantage whenever you can.
Hill 400 is a bit different than the other missions that we've done so far. We get some more award-winning dialogue to kick the mission off.
Snowfall of the year, and with a goddamn hill of crowds standing in our way.
You hate to see it. What happens now, sir?
We're gonna take Hill 400, Lieutenant. My boys will test the German defenses and find a gap in their line.
We could just go around it. Sir, for crying out loud, it's starting to snow. What a beautiful day.
Knock it off.
We start with a number of units like some infantry squads, snipers, a medic, and some drivers, but in addition to those guys, we get to call in some other units too. I opt for a mortar team so we can lay down a smoke screen so we can move through these open fields. Some flat cannons are in the area, so if we blow those up, we can get some airstrikes. We'll aim for those first. The first attempt goes poorly. The smoke screen worked, but one grenade blows all my guys up. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm no hero. This isn't some kind of incredible mental strength exercise, so I just reloaded my last save and tried it again. Another thing that sucks is that sometimes you can't vault over some walls, like these stone walls right here. This also happens on various fences in the game. There's an icon on the cursor that shows that you should be able to, but you can't. It only works in specific spots, but most of the time it doesn't work. So I had to send this guy all the way around and exposed him to unnecessary enemy fire. After that fun stuff, we clear the last flak cannon and now we can call in some airstrikes for later. Awesome. Before we push up further though, I ordered some more units in from eBay. I got a howitzer and a machine gun emplacement. I also used the busted up flak truck to knock down some German soldiers. Those HE rounds deal a bunch of damage. I send a squad forward and it goes well at first, but we start getting mortared, so we have to fall back. This calls for an airstrike. Unfortunately, I didn't get a good view of where the mortar was before I pulled my guys back, so I sent one guy forward to draw some enemy fire. Let's see... There it is. Let's call in that plane.
P-47 inbound! Watch out for our bird!
Ready, sir.
Ah, bummer. The bait got blown to smithereens, but hey, at least we knocked that mortar out. That also looks like there's an MG emplacement on the hill at a different spot.
Airstrike underway! Angels on our shoulders!
Fuck it. These bombs are awesome. Other than that, the biggest threat are entrenched infantry soldiers, so it goes relatively smooth for the remainder of the assault. After a while, they start retreating, but then we get the objective to defend the hill.
Well done, boys! The hill is ours! Judging by the way they fought for it, I don't think they'll let it go that easily. Set up a defensive perimeter and prepare for possible counterattack.
Shit. Wait a second, these giant howitzers are leaving. I thought they were supposed to help us defend against counterattacks. I didn't have to be worried though. The initial enemy waves are weak sauce. Just a few enemy squads that we squelch without too much trouble.
They're on the run! Pour it on them!
After that though, we have to defend for real.
Well, we're not out of the woods just yet. These documents show that German command thinks very highly of this hill. They're gonna want it back for sure. We need to dig in. Engineers have arrived, laying mines and set up defensive positions. I want you to make these Jerrys suffer as much as we did taking this damn thing.
Nice explosion, fuckheads. The hedgehogs are still there so the trucks can't go through, and we only have 5 minutes to set up the defenses. We got 3 vehicles as reinforcements from that last cutscene. One had a ranger squad in it, which is handy. One is an anti-tank cannon on wheels, which is nice. And the last one is an engineering truck, which is critical. Minefields are super useful in this game, but the biggest problem is laying the mines themselves. It takes a lot of time, and you have to have a bunch of people ready to help lay them, and this shit-ass truck sucks at navigating through the forest. Anyways, after enough time, the truck gets to the front line and I make dozens of guys pick up explosives that place them all over the place. I'm talking about anti-personnel mines. I'm talking about anti-tank mines. I'm talking about shit that's gonna kill farmers for years after the war ends because mines are fucked up. Luckily, I was able to plant most of the mines before the time limit expired, but I would really prefer another 2.5 minutes or maybe even 10 minutes total. 5 is way too short in my opinion, but I guess I don't really care. Here we go. Starting off, the Germans tried to shell us. None of my guys blow up because of this, but some of the landmines I placed did, which is unfortunate. John Soldier says that some enemy mortars are inbound, so I'm sending some guys forward to take those out if possible. It didn't go too well though. I tried to counter-artillery the mortar, but I couldn't pinpoint its exact location, so I sent another soldier up there.
Grenade!
Perfect. We can start using this against some enemies too. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. My mortar guy got blown up too. With the high amount of enemy armored vehicles coming in, it's time to go down there with my AT truck and mess them up before it's too late. Well, they tried at least. There's a lot of enemies, but the pressure doesn't really feel that high. These mobile field guns aren't firing on my troops, and the armor that does push forward is exposed due to the lack of infantry accompanying them. That's not to say that it's a walk in the park. I did lose a few guys, but we seem to have held off the majority of the wave without too much trouble.
Give that man a cigar.
Fire in the hole!
Using the lull in enemy activity, I spent some time fixing the tanks that I knocked out to use them for the next wave of enemies. I have a feeling that some enemy units are still behind the fog of war though, and they just forgot to attack. I send one fella out there, and sure enough, that was the case. There is a field howitzer gun thing, and one of those armored car troop transport dealios. After handling those, this mission is only just beginning to start, as the massive next wave of enemies is about to... Oh wait, no, that was it. One thing that is annoying me with these missions is that I can't tell how stingy I need to be with my units. I thought we'd have a larger amount of enemy waves, but we only had 2. And what was the deal with that mission briefing? Let me read it to you one more time. When you have control of the area, you must reinforce the position, set up radio communications, and defend against potential counterattacks. Only when you have radio contact will you get access to artillery support. Use it to your advantage whenever you can. Good luck. That shit never happened. Radios were not mentioned once during the entire mission, and the fucking artillery rolled away at the start of the counterattacks. Also, it looks like 1 mortar and 2 squads of enemies didn't attack our position, so who knows why their AI got jammed up. Whatever. We killed 276 guys and we lost 40. Oh boy, it's the Battle of the Bulge. It sounds like we need to maintain control of some checkpoints to a tiny town in Belgium. The scene gets set with some more awesome dialogue, and this mission has a lot in it. We'll see some other bits later.
Christ, this weather is goddamn atrocious. It seems we're getting screwed both in combat and when we're in reserve.
Germans! Germans! The damn Krauts are coming in half-tracks and armor!
Calm down, soldier. The Krauts? Here? How is that even possible? Get ready, everyone! Take your positions and hold this checkpoint!
I start ordering my guys around to defend this checkpoint, but we got a notification for a secret objective, and I saw some allied units way over there across the river. I sent one guy to check it out. In the meantime, some enemy half-tracks are coming in, so we have to take care of business. Bazookas are going to be the main breadwinner in this mission, for an understandable reason. I just wiped out a whole squad with 1 rocket. Unfortunately, the later encounters aren't going to be as smooth. The defense continues. We have infantry and some mortars. After a while, the guy I sent to the mysterious allies finally reached it.
You there! What the hell are you doing?
We're eating cheese and drinking beer.
Your tank's broken. Why on earth aren't you fixing it? We could definitely use it, you know.
Oh man, we only ride 'em. We don't know what makes 'em work.
Useless bunch of drunks! My men will take care of it.
Awesome. We can get this dope-ass tank if we repair it, but in the meantime I focus on the main defense. After enough epic solo heroics, Panther tanks start approaching down the road.
Panthers! Damn Panthers!
We have to pull back and defend the headquarters in the nearby town.
We are unable to hold the Germans in the open. Fall back to HQ. We'll get those Panthers with bazookas in close quarters combat.
As part of this, there's a bunch of wounded soldiers in this field hospital that we have to move across the river, I guess, so that's fun. Not really. Each stretcher takes 2 guys to move, so we're going to have to eventually take 20 soldiers out of defensive positions over the course of the next 15 minutes. There's a lot of stuff going on, and the town is cluttered with props and items. I find it hard to make sense of it all, even in slow motion. I feel like if I ran this mission in real time, I'd be smoked in 5 minutes, much less 15. The tank I repaired a while back finally makes it across the bridge. It's got a T-34 Calliope rocket launcher system on its back, so we can absolutely pummel infantry if we can time it right. At any rate, I start losing the first checkpoint that I left some people at, and at the same time I go to check on how the stretcher bearers are doing. They all got fucking stuck. I honestly find this move the wounded people across the river objective to be dumb. If the AI was able to navigate the terrain, I wouldn't mind it as much, but when an assload of tanks are trying to blow me up at the front lines, and these people can't manage to go between some houses, it's a pain in the ass. I don't feel like a tactical genius, I feel like a babysitter. Speaking of which, the Calliope rocket launcher tank that I had set to return fire mode, as in it shouldn't shoot enemies unless it gets shot at first, just launched 30 missiles at one vehicle completely separate from the main massive enemies. Awesome. What a waste. Some tanks start rolling around in the middle of my shit, and all my guys are trying to blow them up point blank with cannons and tanks. I wish I had some anti-tank mines and some more bazookas. It's just chaos, really. The enemy infantry haven't pushed in yet, so I can't loot them as we haven't killed them yet. Towards the end it starts getting scary, but the mission is about to end as the timer is almost at 0. It was a rough 15 minutes, but we pulled through.
We've managed to keep the Germans back, but they've overrun the town, and we cannot match their numbers. Our only chance is to fall back and concentrate all our forces in defending the bridge. Get it done, soldiers!
Oh boy. Hopefully the 10 people I left in the street across the river don't get smashed by enemy tanks. All things considered, it goes fairly well. We got some more units to defend against the onslaught of tanks and artillery, and I start reviving some downed soldiers and fixing some broken tanks. Eventually, we're holding the bridge without much trouble. But of course, it's not over yet.
Well done, soldiers! The Germans are now on the defensive. That will show them! Alright, gentlemen. We managed to mobilize our reserves. With these reinforcements, I order you to take back Mortain from the Germans. The documents and supplies in our HQ are too valuable to let the Krauts have.
Man, this town is looking rough, and we have to recapture it. And I guess we're already like 50% done, but there's still some heavy-ass vehicles and artillery coming in to mess our shit up. I give the Calliope another shot as some enemies are approaching within 50 meters of our positions, but it's doing some wild shit. After besting most of the foes, excluding those giant artillery cannons, we beat it. Fantastic. We killed 289 enemies and we lost 79 people. That one almost felt close at times. Anyways, let's finish off this campaign with a bang. Well, this is it, the last level of the campaign. I wish I could say it feels climactic to be here, but honestly, this campaign feels like it's missing something. As much as I dumped on the story of the last Men of War campaign I played, at least that had some janky charm to it. Tell you what, to make this one feel like a true last Crucible battle, I'm gonna play it on the hardcore difficulty.
Holy smokes, that thing is goddamn enormous! It's a shame the rest of the city is blown to shit. All right, Lieutenant Shaw. Take it easy, peeking around that corner. God damn it! Blown to smithereens! The Germans have Panzerfaust and AT guns at every damn turn!
The main objective is to take the city of Cologne, which is right next to the Rhine River, so we're going to be dealing with a bunch of close quarters urban combat, which is the most fun kind of combat. Damn. To be honest, this starting section isn't anything that we haven't seen before. We need to protect our tanks from anti-tank infantry, move up carefully, and clear the area.
These goddamn streets are riddled with anti-tank hedgehogs. We need engineers with satchel charges.
After that, we need to regroup with some engineers to get some explosives to clear these hedgehogs out of the way. There are also some other enemies in the area, including snipers, anti-tank cannons, some tanks, and the usual riff-raff of infantry, although these guys aren't exactly commandos. At this point in the war, Germany is desperate and they deployed their Volkssturm, which is little more than a ragtag fanatical militia of civilians that were given military weaponry. The hats they are wearing almost makes this feel like I'm fighting in the New Vegas Strip. All that being said though, this mission is very clinical. Part of me hates the way I'm playing this. Every corner and alleyway is a manual process of making sure my guys don't get creamed, especially on the hardcore difficulty. My men can get one-shotted by regular rifle fire if I'm not careful.
Tanks incoming!
After taking the snipers out, we get the last objective of pushing all the way to the cathedral. It's absurdly big.
Alright, boys. Let's go visit those spires, shall we? I order you to take the cathedral district. And remember, Don't you even think about losing my Pershing. Got it?
One section of this mission involves a German Panther tank versus an American Pershing tank, which is a situation that actually occurred at the Battle of Cologne in real life. It was caught on film, crazily enough. The German Panther tank commander did not fire on the Pershing tank originally because he probably never saw one before. He probably only saw like the Sherman tanks, if I were to guess. It's a neat little anecdote represented in this game, and if I was a huge World War II nerd, I could probably find a lot more of those kinds of things in this campaign, but I digress. The biggest problem is that a big field howitzer is launching explosives at my guys, and some other enemy tanks are in the area as well. We got another squad at our disposal, but otherwise we are stuck with what we started the mission with. I maimed the howitzer that was pinning my guys down, and I moved them forward, which triggers an enemy counterattack that consists of armored vehicles.
German counterattack around the cathedral! Watch out!
Honestly, at this point, I mostly want to finish the game. I don't really care about tactics at this point. Eventually, I blow up and shoot all the elderly militia members that were in our way. One guy was particularly stubborn in this blown-out building. And we win the mission. I also guess we won the war, too.
What a display of tactical excellence, soldiers! I will make sure each and every one of you get recommended for promotions. Now take a step back and contemplate the might of humankind's architecture. They may be bloody krauts, but they sure know how to build.
246 bad guys blasted, and we only lost 45 men in the final battle. Awesome. So there it was, the American campaign in Gates of Hell Ostfront. I haven't played one of these before, and honestly, I don't think I'll be recording more of them anytime soon. I always like the gameplay flow of Gates of Hell, but I don't really feel like the story was worth playing any more than the skirmishes or the dynamic conquest mode. And even then, there's only so many ways I can say, oh, I moved up using smoke screens and avoided enemy artillery fire and captured the positions, which is like most of the gameplay in this video. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like it, you can like, subscribe, and become a channel member like these fine people. Just stick around and keep on gaming, or just keep on watching videos. Don't stop. Don't even bathe yourself. Just get all gross and slimy. And keep watching YouTube videos. That'll make you feel good about yourself, you know? Fuck.